Alright, time for the next installment of the Beginner's Guide series. Today I will be playing some Ka. We're gonna go lethality Ka here. There's a very good chance I'll do a bruiser Ka as well for this series in the future, but for now we're going to go for what I think is the more fun version, to be honest. The lethality version. It's also a lot more deadly in low elo. The higher elo you go, the better the bruiser version becomes. Because there's just like overall better teamfight coordination and stuff, and then that teamfight power from that kicks in a lot more. But for the lower elos, this is definitely like just assassin Ka. People walk out of position so often, they're just gonna land you free kills for the most part. Also, I would recommend first strike on Ka if you're building like this setup here, because walking up to people invisible and then getting a first strike broke off is extremely easy. So it's definitely something I'd recommend. Also gives extra money. So yeah, if you're not comfortable with first strike or don't like first strike, you can also just make the choice to take Dark Harvest instead. Or even Electrocute if you want to. But I would say Dark Harvest is slightly better. I'm not going to go for first strike. So yeah. And now there is a playlist in the description for the beginner series as well. I'm getting an extended leash here, so I guess that's fine. That you can check out for the champions that you are looking for. If you're watching at a later date, it might already be done and there could be every single champion there. Otherwise, I do upload daily, so be sure to subscribe. And here we go. We're simply just going to go for a full clear here initially. Ka is very weak early game. Doesn't have much going for him. He needs to at least hit level 3 before he can do anything at all. So that's definitely something, but generally, like, a full clear is much better, because hitting level 6 is like one of the bigger things. Ka skills extremely well. Early game, not too strong. Even though that might like look a bit strange sometimes if you get like isolation bursted early on, but yeah, still not too strong early on, you know. Gonna make sure that I kite this a bit, focus the big one. The pet's gonna kill most of the small things with your W and E together. Also, like overall, like starting on blue is the easiest and fastest clear for Ka, is what I would generally recommend. Because of the isolation into only a low amount of camps, low number of monsters in the camp with wolves. It's just faster. You can obviously start red and that's fine, but the blue start is slightly faster because of that reason. I'm not going to smite this because this is isolation range, so I actually have a little bit of a damage advantage here. I'm going to smite here. I can burst this big one down quicker because this is not isolation range, so this is slightly faster this way. Same thing kind of goes with Gromp. You can also just smite the big wolf instead. I deal with that a little bit better. Okay, let's see. Now we're just going to have to wait and see if the Bel'Veth walks up the top here. We might be able to invade her even depending on how fast she is. That'll just spawn. I'm just going to go check her jungle real quick, see where she's at. There she is. Should be fine. She's very low. There's not much you can do here. Very good. Just a nice scout. Quickly walk in there. He wasn't too healthy on the clear. We can probably dive this guy, I would say. Wave coming in. Use the shield. Quickly burst him out, and then I need to flash there because I have to make sure that while Urgold has turret aggro, I kill that guy. Because if I wait too long and he loses turret aggro goes on me when I hit Riven, and I would be dead. So very good there. I initially go in, hit him once, and then Riven kind of uses her shield, uses whatever. Then Urgold has an opening, and then we can move on like that. You know. First back here is very, very perfect in my situation right now. This doesn't happen too often. But if you have 1100 gold, take priority. Or if you can buy a Dirk on the first back, buy the Dirk on the first back. If you do not have enough money for the Dirk, buy a tier with however many longswords you can get. It's very straightforward on that one. We have the Ingenious Hunter. This is going to help with tier stacks and everything. Chase I can't do anything about. With the positioning where the Bel'Veth came from, we pretty much know for a fact that Bot Scuttle is down because she came out of Bot River. So we're just going to do our clear here. I need to go like have some wards down on bot. I mean, I guess I could check. Bel'Veth is walking down anyway, so maybe she walks to like bot lane or something. There's this. If she walks past me here, she's dead. There she is. Can't overchase too hard because of Katarina pressure. This might be very greedy pathing, but I think I should be fine. Please tell me they don't die to that. I beg of you. That would be very, very unfortunate. There's Katarina coming down as well. I think they should be fine, hopefully. Looks to be fine. He just needs the recall right now, honestly. He cannot get Dove here. Just back. Like, there's literally nothing I can do about that. If the enemy team doesn't go for a dive, that's amazing, but they should not be trying to play too risky here. Because right now I'm gaining so much tempo on Bel'Veth as well. Like, me going for anything here. There was no reason to do that. I mean, any trade kills they get is nice and all, but really. He was like 1 HP. Taking the recall would have just been the absolute safest play. I guess it is what it is. Getting level 6 soon, which is huge. Level 6 is going to make every gank extremely easy, and I'll show you why and how. At that point, we know for a fact here we can go for the top play. This guy, Riven, is going to go in. Try to walk into melee range as much as possible and not use your E. This is crucial, because that's going to make things easier. That's solid. Get the ult evolve. Ult evolve is the best evolve by far for this build setup. The reason you do this is because it makes ganks extremely easy and you have a lot more pressure in team fights. Your Q evolve is like nice and all for like 1v1 potential and stuff like that, because you get a lot of like Q uses obviously. But on a burst build with K, like if you're going full burst mode, it's not that good, because if you're going full burst mode, you're going to pretty much one-shot them for the most part. So it doesn't really matter. You get more Qs off, if that makes sense. It does speed up your jungle clear, but that's really all it does. Whereas the ult is going to have tons of uses that you'll be able to see in a bit later on. So quickly clear her Grom because we know we can. Make that off the map, and then we take Scuttle. We potentially look for mid here. I think I actually might just run straight mid here. Kassadin, like after 6, Kassadin is like kind of fine into Katarina. So what we can do simply here is just. I was hoping she was gonna go in or something, but this might be warded. I've done a lot of damage to Riven so far. Back to her laning phase capabilities. Ah, yes, this is warded. Okay, fine. Fair enough. Yeah, I was sitting on a ward. Makes sense. I could probably still just clear this and walk up this way and see if the Bel'Veth is chilling somewhere, perhaps. Ward's cleared. I wonder if she jumps forward here. It's what you can easily do if they make a mistake. Really want her to use her E. Like, that would be great. I'm wasting a lot of time here now. I say wasting, like, it's fine. Just ult out of bush here. Walk up to them first. Flash used. Damn it. Yeah, it's okay. That's like ult, walk out of the bush. If she didn't have flash, she would have been dead. But yeah, flash is flash. It's kind of whatever. What it is. Pushing the wave here. He took a recall, so I can just push this a bit. Get like 1 plate out of it potentially. Get some money. It's still a flash for an ult trade, even though I did take quite a bit of time going for that play. Up over here. My entire jungle is currently up, which is a thing. I don't want to fight him there. Please don't die to this. He's getting real greedy, this Kassadin right now. Yeah, that's some serious greed, as you can see. I think he may be okay because he's Kassadin with ults enough, but still. If she chases that, she's dead, but I don't think she would. He got lucky to survive that one, though. Like, he should have just walked away. This is still fine, though, because at this point, like, after the next recall, I am going to be so strong. Like, it's actually going to be pretty much over already. I'm going to have to hit the plant here, I believe. She might be doing dragon. Yep, there it is. The fact that Riven is here is kind of crazy, though. Yeah, fair enough. Riven is just here. If not for Riven, I would have been able to stop that for sure, but the Riven showing up, there's nothing I can do, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to walk into this. Riven has no ult now. Yeah, dude's dead on bot lane. That Riven rotation is crazy. That actually kind of worked out really well for the enemy team. I'll prevent a dive here if I can, but this is looking very sketch. This is a 5v nothing on bot lane. That's going to be very dumb. some damage, some money, but this bot turret's dead. This is just a commitment the enemy team made, like a 5 people to... Oh my god, that could be clean up city for me right there. I'm actually gonna do this. I have a lot of money, but on that HP, like, man. Talk about money. I'm gonna walk over a ward here, though. Just be calm with it. And the enemy team completely left. Fair enough. Very safe play. They lost 2 top turrets there, though, because I actually went back to pressure them. Prevent her recall real quick. Actually, because I walked back to pressure him there, they lost a lot of top turrets. So the Riven commitment to this play is absolutely crazy. It worked out for them because it meant that I couldn't prevent Dragon, or I couldn't prevent like the bot turret getting killed or anything like that. I just couldn't do anything about it because of the numbers advantage. But they lost a lot in trade on top lane, so it's okay. The main problem for me, like in that situation, is that I lose a lot of time while like actually clearing my camp, so my farm is kind of lacking at the moment. I have to recall here first. I need to go get my Prowler's Claw here, and then we get CDR boots. Perfect. Even if you can't use the active item from this correctly, I'd still recommend Prowler's Claw because of the mythic passive it provides with the lethality. Like, lethality is the best mythic passive you can get out of these other ones. This is like percentage armor pen, and this is like ability haste, but lethality is by far the best stat, obviously, for damage purposes and stuff. So even if you don't use the active item, I would still recommend you go for the for this one. I should be able to take the Herald here, which is definitely something I want to get because I don't want to give Bel'Veth Herald. Bel'Veth on Herald is pretty annoying. I'm kind of scared to get collapsed on by Riven right now, so I want the Urgot to like rotate towards me at least, you know? The Riven's not coming, that's good. We're looking very good. I've definitely absolutely ruined Riven in top lane by those like dives and ganks and stuff, but that's good. We're looking pretty solid right now. At the moment, I have to make sure that I keep clearing my camps like relatively efficiently because I need to make sure I keep getting experience. The biggest power spike I can now go for is level 11, and that's very crucial. Also, another thing, when it comes to like engages and like going on to targets, try to use your E as a last resort. Try to always close the distance. Walking out of bushes with your ultimate, especially once you completed your blue smite, is like one of the best things to go, like the best ways to go. You always want to try to walk into them as much as possible and then leap after they flash or dash away. If you leap to just close the distance right away, that's a bad choice, because that's going to result in them getting away a lot. English is difficult. Damn. So that's definitely something to remember. You see me do this constantly, but just want to make sure I emphasize that one more time here. I'm pretty sure Katarina's going to rotate the bot lane, and if I can like kind of cut her off from behind for some like good burst damage or something, that'd be great. Which way would she walk? It seems she is okay, she's walking in a straight line here. She's going for Ezreal, which she's obviously going to get. Again, no leap use here. We're just going to walk at her. Finish her off. It's a brand TP? The heck? No, Cass didn't take the kill. That's fine. Right there, I just flash leap to close the distance, and then I use Prowler's Blood to close even more distance. I don't know exactly why he wants to take the jungle camp so much. This is good. Top lane pressure has paid out quite a lot. Riven has started to go around the map. Early pressure on Bel'Veth as well. Hitting level 11 relatively soon at this point. Don't take this from me. Holy moly, he almost took that from me. That's so much XP to lose right now. I really need to get level 11. Him taking that from me would have been quite bad. Take that, take my bot side. Could be hitting close to 11 at that point. Also, like almost because of the item CDR thing that I have. The item CDR thing obviously works really well with Prowler's Claw, but it also works well with tier stacks. And because of that, my tier is almost stacked already, which is great. looking reasonably well at the moment. Mostly, like, me and Urgold are mostly fed. Cousin is not in a bad state here, for sure. But me and Urgold are, like, really strong. Just like one more camp, I think. My Blue Smite's now finished, which means the hunt's on. Because with Blue Smite, you can really do some disgusting things on Ka, like invading stuff. I need to make sure I finish level 11, though. I want to get the level 11, recall, and then look for something after that. That should be a kill on Riven. Good. There you go. Second evolve, W. It's the best evolve by far. W evolve gives you a colossal slow. If you want to play extremely greedy, you can go for the Q evolve there as well, potentially. But the W evolve is just really good. Like this. There we go. That's what I meant, though. Like, you see me walk up. I used a Prowler's Claw initially to close the distance. But my priority there is just, like, hit her with a combo. You come out of the invisibility. You auto-attack first, then you Q. And then you try to land W. You Prowler's Claw, like, to get the initial gauge. And then you use your E when they jump or dash away. Because we just killed both of them there for that play setup. We just walk in behind Katarina, get the play. And we use the Herald on mid lane now to get a couple bounces on this. Just slow on the Riven. I have a lot of money right now. I just wanted to get the bounce here. We're just going to walk away here. Her blue should be up, I think. So we're going to go for that. Take the scuttle and then I'll recall. I have a lot of money to spend. This guy is going for a 5v1 situation. I think he may be dead here. Don't know what he is able to pull off. He's very strong, so he might be able to pull off quite a lot. Right, good. We get the Muramana here, and then we're just gonna look at some stuff. They have quite a lot of shielding. This guy's gonna go for what seems to be a shield bow as well. So actually, I'm gonna go for Serpfang here. Very solid. Just like at this point, you can like kind of choose one, like a lethality item. You can go like Edge of Night, Serpfang, Ghostblade even. There's a bunch of stuff you can do. In this situation, Serpfang is great. You can also, if you need more armor penetration, against certain team comps, go for the Grudge at this point as well if you want to. But generally, Spell Shield or Serpfang is like what you pick between. Ghostblade is an option as well, but with the Blue Smite these days, Ghostblade isn't that great anymore. I wouldn't really recommend that one too much. But yeah, go over here, walk into their jungle, and we're just gonna go bot lane. With this Blue Smite, you can use this to your advantage. We can do this, walk at this guy as much as possible. Prowler's Claw, there we go, engage. You see a Heimer turret there. Just use the ult. Use the W to slow, auto attack Q, finish him off. Good. Yeah, you see, like I used the movement speed from the Blue Smite in combination with my ult to just hunt people down, walk into melee range, auto attack Q them. And that's really the biggest thing. At this moment in time where you're like really actively hunting the enemy jungler, you can then look for just his camps. Try to take as much as possible. Because right now at this stage in the game, you don't want to be taking your own camps anymore. Everything you want to take a priority on is just the enemy's camps. Everything that's up on their side that you can take, try to hunt for it. All that's pretty crucial. We can just sit in this bush and wait for a little bit, potentially. And also just leave my control ward here, I suppose. Same thing here. We just walk up, finish him off. Ult again. This is why, again, the ult evolve is so good. Yeah, that was a little bit too much damage. I couldn't completely one-shot her, and at that point I got ignited, I believe. I didn't get it. Oh, that's Katarina ultimate, obviously, healing reduction. Yeah. I probably could have left the fight completely instead of trying to go for the play there, but I thought I would have enough damage at this point in the game to delete the Katarina from full HP, and I was wrong. Sadly. Sadly, I was mistaken. It was very close though. Like if I would have just killed her there, I would have been fine. I could have just walked out or flashed out or something. But I just barely didn't have it. That's okay though. I mean, it's a big shutdown. And, oh, actually, Heimer got the kill on me. I think I'll take that. I would much rather Heimer have that kill than the Katarina have that kill. I'm actually quite happy about that one. Not too bad. I should have taken the plant here, by the way. I'm just walked past it because I wasn't thinking. So yeah, next item, Grudge here. And then I will finish off the build with most likely... Wait, just give me 1 second here real quick. Finish that. And then I would most likely finish off the build with like something along the lines of Ravenous Hydra. You can also go Guardian Angel at that point if you want to play extremely safe, but Ravenous should generally be fine. Step back. That works for me. Didn't land my W there for the slow, unfortunately. Could still reach him though. Slow W, and then we get the Q. Very nice. I suppose Q evolve in that specific situation could have resulted in something as well. Yeah, the Grudge is definitely next in this build setup, no matter what, really. Use the W for the slow. Very good kill. Extra 100 gold there too. W for the slow. Use Prowler's Claw Q there. Oh, am I dead? Good. I got third aggro. Bad life. Yeah. Grudge next, and then last item. Ravenous is great. You can also go like Spear of Shojin, for example, if you want to. There's a lot of room for like the last item. You can go more defensive with like a Maw or a Death's Dance if you feel like you need some more sustain. You can go Guardian Angel for the second life, but generally what I do these days is pick up the Ravenous. This will give a ton of lifesteal on hits as well, and works on cleave lifesteal as well. This is obviously after the patch comes out in like a day from now, I believe. It may already be out, I'm not sure, but yeah. This will be the last item generally. I don't pick it up early because I don't think it's necessarily a great early item for K, but it's a great sustainable late game item for K. Because it just gives a lot of sustain, it gives a lot more AoE damage to potentially get isolation range. And you're just kind of looking good with it, you know. 15 kills here. Won my top lane very early on, and then we just start the hunt at some point. At some point you can just start the hunt. As you saw, like, you can just go aggressive. Walk up with ult, auto attack Q. Make sure to use your leap close distance at the end. Do we not end the game here? We actually might not end the game here, depending on what Katarina does right now. Oh, this is the end of the game. Alright, cool. That's really it for the lethality version of K. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please make sure to like button below. And I'll see you guys in the endgame stats. Alright, so for the endgame stats here, I ended up doing 19 point, well, let's say 20k damage. Very, very good. Just a consistent pressure, hunting for people, using the ult effectively, as you saw. Yeah. Lost Evolve, by the way, I didn't mention that, but Lost Evolve, I generally take E because I like the resets at level 16. It's going to win you a lot of fights. Also, the extra distance on the leap helps you a ton in situations as well. But for the last one, you can also take Q. It's okay. It doesn't really matter that much. It's kind of what you prefer for the last one. But yeah, 20k damage, not bad. True damage to champions at 1200. Pretty solid. Damage to objectives at 21k. Urgold has a little bit more here. Because he was just like kind of taking Rift Heralds, doing dragons in certain situations. So he got a lot of objective damage. Pretty sure turret damage is a lot of this as well. Yeah. 11k turret damage too. So fair play. Healing done, 4.6k. Damage taken at 20.6k. Self-mitigated, 12k. Gold earned at 12.7. For the runes, first strike dealt about 850 damage for 700 gold. Like, this additional gold tempo is very, very nice. Because it's just going to allow you to get your spikes a much faster, really. And adding this damage to your burst. From like 25 minutes onwards, if your game is a little bit more balanced, first strike starts really kicking in, like 20-25 minutes. You can get like an extra 150 gold per kill generally with K, which is very smooth, and that's going to allow you to scale much faster, especially if you're hunting for kills the right way. And yeah, sudden impact for about 650 damage, and an Ingenious Hunter for the cooldown on Prowler's Claw and the tier stacks. And if you build like the spell shield thing as well. You have that too, or Guardian Angel. But yeah, that is it. And I'll see you guys in the next video tomorrow. Goodbye.